Welcome to Yoga for First Responders on Air, where we break down yoga, neuroscience, resilience, and public safety in a manner that's authentic, educational, and most importantly, entertaining and lighthearted. I'm YFFR's founder, Olivia Mead. As a yoga instructor and neuroscience enthusiast, I'm passionate about supporting first responders and anyone looking to improve their overall human performance. Each week, we'll dive into a new topic and often bring on expert guests to share their insights and experiences. But we'll also keep it real and share our own stories and struggles along the way. So whether you're a first responder or seeking to master the science of mental and physical resilience, this podcast is your ultimate guide to triumph over life's challenges with unbreakable strength and unwavering fortitude. By pressing play, your training has begun.
Okay, it is time to pick up Linzie from her written test. We didn't get any footage before the written test, and that's because I was basically downloading my day and life to her. But I can summarize that she felt really good about it. I mean, preparing for it and getting into it, because she did quite a bit of studying and also said it's a fairly intuitive test. So I dropped her off, definitely I could tell she felt more comfortable. And so it's been 2.5 hours. I went and worked on our 21-day breathwork challenge, and now she just told me she's done and I'm going to pick her up. So let's see how she feels. So I just picked up Linzie, and I would also like to remind Linzie that any of this can be edited.
I think most of it will need to be edited out.
And we're going to rely on
our running home.
I just picked up Linzie from the test, and she's already annoyed with future coworkers if this guy is a coworker.
There's no way.
Just so you know, we just drove past this gentleman
who took the test in the room with me.
Yeah, and he's like kind of half jogging down the busy road. Like, is that his transportation? Is his legs?
I don't know. I don't know.
And so Linzie just said to me that she feels she might be too cocky for her own good. She might be feeling too cocky about her level of intelligence. So tell me who was in the room.
Well, there was 2 other women in the room with me.
Okay.
Which I was super stoked about. And the one girl that I had a few just passing interactions with seemed very kind. Okay. And then the other girl I remember seeing at the info session, and she was in the group that did the physical test after me, and I saw her running.
Okay. Yes, I kind of remember.
Yeah.
Pointing her out.
Yes. So that was really cool. I think they had maybe one other testing room going.
Okay. How many people were in the room?
I mean, the whole thing was filled. All the seats were filled, so I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think they had 2 full rooms.
Was it like a number 2 pencil situation?
It was.
It was?
Did
you have to do the bubbles?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God, I thought I'd never see one of those
I know,
ever again.
I honestly thought
Have you ever experienced that in your life?
Yeah, that's how I did. That's what I grew up with.
Okay.
But I thought that it would be computerized just for efficiency.
They don't got the budget for that.
This
is government.
I guess that's fair. Touche. I just thought they would care a little more about efficiency,
Fire service likes to be efficient, but governments do not. So therein lies the rub.
Yes.
Okay. So a lot of people in the room.
Yeah, there was definitely people I recognized from my physical test group.
I have to say, that guy just running down the road just now that was at the test, if that's how he runs, how did he fucking pass?
He walked the whole thing. I watched him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you saw his physical test too, that guy?
Yeah, he was testing with me.
Were you annoyed at him then too?
Yeah, I'm just annoyed with the way he talks.
Then too, or just today?
Yes, then too.
Okay, what did he say today? Why was he talking?
Well, he just so there was this other guy that was doing the physical test in our group, and he's a super athletic, very stout, muscular guy, and he did really well in the run. Obviously passed the combat challenge because he was here today, but he was significantly faster than most people. I think he was one of the first people that finished the run.
Okay.
I don't think the first, but one of the first. And
This is what's happening.
Yes,
Oh
go
my
this
God,
way.
that scared me.
Olivia's
I'm learning how to drive in real time.
Today's her first time driving.
I should have slapped on a bumper sticker that said student driver. I'm gonna
You
do that
should
when
have.
you're not looking on your car. Please be
I'm
patient.
going to start inspecting my car daily.
Do you know what I'm gonna do for people who park like assholes? I'm going to secretly put a bumper sticker that says student driver.
I want to start bringing chalk so that when they park like assholes, I can be like, look at me, I'm special on the pavement.
Oh, yeah. Then I can see you getting caught in the middle of it. Okay, so he was one of the first, and yes.
Yeah, anyway, so the guy that did really well on the physical test was sitting directly in front of me.
Okay.
And then there was one person next to his on his right, and then the guy we were just talking about that we saw running down the road to the right of that guy. So one guy in between these two guys.
Uh-huh.
And the guy we saw running down the road was talking to the guy that did really well on the on the physical test. And he just like kept making remarks about like how well he did, but like kind of in a self-deprecating way, like subtly toward himself.
Like, gosh, I'm so good that I'll probably never get laid because people will be too intimidated by me because I'm so good. Like that?
No, not like that. Like, dude, like you did so good. Like, I'm not sure how I passed, like, because you were there. Like, stuff like that.
Wait, so the good guy, so who's talking?
No, the guy that was running down the road was talking.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
and the very athletic guy was just like responding out of obligation.
Got it.
Yeah. And it was just really kind of hilarious to listen to.
Yeah.
And I was really trying to keep it together. But also, like, nobody wants to talk to each other right now.
No, we need to keep our energy inside our bodies.
Yeah, and we don't want to
So this was
listen.
beforehand?
Yes, this was before the test because we all got there really early. So we had to sit there for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
In
That's why I'm never
silence.
early.
Yeah.
Hey, where did you put your phone?
I gave it to the HR lady.
Okay.
Yeah. She kept it.
She texted me and she said you were doing really well.
From my phone.
From your phone, yes. She was like, hi, this is the HR lady.
Yeah.
Did you see my text that grease hair guy was there?
No, I didn't. I walked in, immediately gave my phone to the HR lady, and didn't see any of the 3 texts.
Well,
we're horrible people about, like, judging all these other people that are going through this process.
What am I hearing? Is that, oh, that's music.
It's music.
Okay, I was like,
I'll
is
turn
that
it up.
someone honking at me? Well, okay, listen. We're stating facts here. Okay. But
Sizing up
let
the
me just tell you what my POV was, is you're like, okay, I'm going to ask if I can hide my phone, and then I'll come back and tell you.
Yeah. Well, I walked in and it was
like,
you must give it now. I'm so sorry. I guess I could have walked back out and been like,
no,
have
it's
my
okay.
phone.
I assumed, I was like, if it's getting closer to 9, she's going to, if she comes out and I'm not here, she's going to have to assume that I left.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And
I didn't mind waiting. Well, and I saw the text. I'm assuming that you've given your phone to the HR lady and that you're taking a shit. And that's exactly what was happening.
So then I leave, and greasy hair guy is walking in. What's funny about this is, like, for, like, the combat challenge and this, like, you were wearing, like, exercise clothes, like gym clothes, whatever.
Yeah.
He, this whole time,
Has been in jeans.
has been in jeans and a tie-dye shirt. Every single time.
Yeah.
And it's like, put your hair up in a bun or something, like when you're running. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I bet he's really kind.
Oh, I'm sure he is. And also, this is not saying these guys probably suck. I'm just saying that's weird.
Yeah.
And odd.
Yeah.
You know?
Very character.
And also, like, not what you expect to see.
Yeah. And
you know?
I would say that a lot of the people that I saw today at the written test they're starting to hone in on the more stereotypical firefighter types.
Yes, okay.
It's starting to come through.
It's starting to come together.
They're weeding out the weirdies.
Exactly. Tie-dye shirt, get the fuck out of here. No, you did great. Yeah, you passed everything, but you're just not the stereotype that we're looking for.
You just keep wearing a tie-dye shirt.
We need to perpetuate, like, calendar type of firefighters, you know? Like, yes. If we, you know, this is what's so funny to me is, like, people are all mad about stereotypes. Okay, thank you, sir. Until it's the ones you want.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true.
So it's like, don't stereotype someone doing bad, but it's like, okay.
But, like, when you call the fire department, you want a stereotypical firefighter. Like, that's what you're hoping for.
Yes.
You're wanting the mustache. You're wanting the muscles. You're wanting the height.
Yes.
Like, you can't
And that's
be
the
mad
thing.
about
It's
that.
like, everyone's cool with good stereotypes, but that's it, you know? And so, anyway, I've been doing a lot of observation on people lately.
Yeah. It's very, very fun to observe people.
Did it take all 2.5 hours?
I finished, I think, with 38 minutes left.
And did they make you sit there?
No.
But you didn't text me till like 11:30.
Oh, well, they had to go through the instructions, and they had to pass things out, and we didn't get started until like 9:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what were the instructions besides do the test? Like what?
Well, it's just like
Did they have
practical
sharpeners for the number 2 pencils at the front of the room?
I think they had like the little hand sharpeners. They also had a bucket of extra number 2 pencils that were pre-sharpened.
This is amazing. Okay, all right. So what were the directions?
It was just like practical and logistical directions about like how to bubble in your answer sheet and don't open the test booklet until I say go and stuff like that. Are we going to this Walmart?
Yeah.
No.
No, why?
We need to go to a different Walmart.
Why?
Because it's very scary and I've been followed in that Walmart. And I don't want to go there.
Okay.
It's not a good Walmart.
All right.
Okay.
Let me find another one.
Okay.
This is what I have to deal with. Maya, if you're listening, could you put out a job description notice for a personal assistant and for a yoga teacher?
Honestly, fuck you.
Okay. That's my point. Case in point right there.
Let me find you a good Walmart.
Okay. We're en route to a new. Well, you know what?
Keep going,
okay.
Sure. It'll reroute.
Okay. Thanks. Should I go in here and do a Ui's?
You can if you want. Okay. Yeah, great.
Okay. So, tell me, like, what were do you remember one of the questions?
Well, one of the questions was about, okay, so it's split into 2 sections. 105 questions for, like, comprehension and math and things like that.
What kind of math?
Okay, I was actually kind of surprised with some of it, and I think that I'm sure that the math section...
Look at that color of that car.
I know, I was
so
just
cool.
noticing how pretty that is.
Okay, well, I'm going to go. Thank you.
Thanks so much, sweeties. I'm sure that the math section really trips people up, especially if you haven't had to use math, like actually write out math equations in a long time.
Oh my God, like at long division?
Yeah, I had to do long division. I had to
this is why fire service is a young man's game.
Yeah, I had to do long division, multiplication, addition, subtraction, percentages, fractions, square roots.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Without a phone?
Yeah, without a calculator.
How do I even do a square root? I don't even...
I do it...
Oh my God.
Yeah, square root is basically just the same number multiplied together, but you...
Right, so the square root of 16 is 4.
Exactly.
Oh my God, can you use scratch paper?
Yeah, you can use the test booklet as scratch paper, but you don't get extra paper. Okay, yeah, I was saying that it's comprehension, and then there's like the personality behavior questions, and that's 50 questions.
Okay.
And so that's like strongly agree, not sure, disagree, strongly disagree.
Was it about stereotypes?
No. But what were we talking about this morning?
Energetic alignment and how I hate people who bring lawn chairs to events.
Yes, we were talking about that.
Was that part of it?
Anyway, if I think of it, we'll start recording again. But, yeah, anyway, so that was pretty easy because you literally, it's just opinion. And one of the things that they like make clear is that if you try to give answers to the behavioral questions, like to manipulate your score, like to try to get a better score because you're answering based on what you think they want you to say, they have that factored into the questions. And so like if you aren't answering honestly, like it can be pretty apparent in how you score.
Okay, I don't know if this is it, but I'll give you an example that goes all the way back to what I was saying about like people and stereotyping and that TikTok incident that I had. Is when everyone's acting holier than thou, you're wrong. Like every single person has implicit bias. Every single person like has all of that stuff. And if you try to pretend that you don't, then I know you're wrong because it's factual that you're a mammal and you do. And your brain is discerning, and part of discerning is to start with implicit bias. It doesn't mean that it's correct in rationale, but you can't say it's not there.
And they also want to know that you're being honest. When given the opportunity to potentially not be honest, but it's so clear that you're being dishonest. You know? Anyway, like I feel really good about the test. Like I don't think I got a perfect 100 or anything because there was a few things like some like math questions that I was like, I'm not entirely sure how to do this, so I'm just going to do my best. But so I don't know if I got the answers on those right, but at least a couple of them. But then there's like reading comprehension, and then there's like vocab stuff, which is to me was really easy. I mean, English is easy for me.
English is easy for you because it's your native tongue. Correct?
It's my native tongue. Yes. But I also was thinking as I was going through the math problems, like, thank goodness my teachers and parents like pushed me to like really get good at math because I did not start out liking math, being good at math, like in middle school and stuff. Like it was kind of a struggle through middle school to like really start to understand it. But like the more I practiced and like the more my parents like really held up their end of support at home of like, no, you need to like practice this and learn it, and like we're gonna help you, but like you have to get this. Like we're not gonna just like let you not get it. Thank goodness for them for that. Because I was going through that like I can do these things. Like, there may be a few things I'm not entirely sure about, but like
you got a handle.
At least like I have a foundation to like start from, and like I can kind of think things through. And anyway, I was just thinking about that. And then I was thinking about other people and like, what if they didn't have the same experience as I did, you know, in school and at home? And what if they're 40 years old and haven't had to write down an equation in 30 years or whatever?
Like me?
Exactly. Like, what if you haven't practiced
what's funny is like what you're saying is like, oh, I'm so glad my parents did this. I'm like the opposite. I'm like saying, like, I'm going to say to Ray, like, math doesn't matter, okay? You're never
I was thinking about
that.
Though. I was thinking about that because, like, there's so many things that, like, you're never going to use an equation for ever again. Like, especially, like, calculus. You're never going to really use calculus unless you're, like, an engineer.
Right.
And in which case you
already love math.
Exactly. And you'll know that you'll need it. But, like, what if you're like me and you didn't know that you wanted to maybe be a firefighter, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I want to be doing, and then you have to take a written test, and your parents told you that math is not important, and now you don't know how to do a pretty significant chunk of the written test.
And I will say this, math is part of fire service, because when you're the pumper, you have to
and math is included in a lot of things, but maybe not as explicitly as an engineer.
I think you hit it, because this is what it is. The stuff like calculus, like basic math. I actually really love geometry. And algebra is part of geometry, and it was kind of fun when I got it to be able to like solve the mystery, you know. So I did enjoy that part of it. And I think if it were me, and I knew I was going to take this test, and I'd seen those things on the practice test, I would beef up on my math and probably remember a lot because it was in my little developing brain. Right?
Well, and I just have to say, like, there was not sufficient math problems on the practice test.
Well, then I would have been in trouble.
But, like, for the English stuff, I felt like, oh, yeah, I remember seeing that on the practice test, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, like, they don't dive in to the math stuff. At least on the one that they send you. I'm sure that if you were, like, I have a couple of, like, the written test, like, guidebooks, like a whole textbook worth of information. So, like, if you got something like that, and, like, I would recommend that if you haven't done math in quite a while and you're not sure.
And I think a baseline of math, yes, is good so that you can beef up on it and it's in your brain.
Yes, exactly.
I guess, like, if I remember, I mean, my recurring nightmare is a math test that I never went to class for. Yeah. And I think for me, the whole concept, and I'm just sort of almost using math as my little, like, scapegoat or my little, example, is I was kind of brought up to believe just work equally as hard and care about everything equally. And if you get a B minus, you didn't work hard enough on it. Yeah. So I kind of burned out my any sort of effort or energy on math, and then felt guilty for not taking math my senior year. Like, I should keep going for the gold higher and higher. Yeah. And so I guess this is Walmart, right?
Yes.
Okay. This is not the neighborhood store. This is like the regular.
This is like a regular.
Okay, because it looks weird.
Yeah, it looks new.
So I think it's like, hey, don't worry so much about math.
Yeah. No,
like,
that's
have the baseline.
Yeah.
And then, you can beef up on it. And if you enjoy it, obviously do it. Yeah. But it's like, I just don't want...
I think baseline is really all you need.
Right.
And there's, like, even just, like, basic algebra, that can take you a long way. And just, like, basic addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. Yeah. And then maybe slightly more advanced things like square roots. But, like, even that is kind of a basic thing because, like, you just know it's the same number multiplied twice. So you can kind of do process of elimination and just keep going.
But you just have to know the baseline to be able to do that logic.
Exactly.
The logic behind math.
Exactly. So, and like, it's really not... It's not, like, super hard, like, specific math. Yeah. It is basic math, but, like, you have to remember how to do certain computations. Like, even for the long division, I was like, I'm not sure I'm doing this right. I haven't written out a long division in a long time. And I was like, I'm not entirely sure I'm doing this right. So, like, I would just kind of work backwards through multiplication because I knew I was doing that right. If you do it the other way,
then it could be...
Exactly. Because I knew I was doing that right. And I was like, I'm not entirely sure about the long division.
Yeah, so. But I think, could they see your process? Like, I wonder if they would take that into account or if it would just be, like, right or wrong. Like when you go through, like, yes, this is where she fucked up, and it's like by one number or something like that.
Yeah, I know that they're not going to do that. Okay. Like, I gave them my test booklet with all my stuff written out, but they're going off of, did you get the answers right or wrong on the Scantron?
Yeah, Scantron.
Scantron, I know.
So for math, you had to write in a number, or did they give you, like, choices and you got to do...
You have choices. Yeah, because it's all bubble.
Oh, that's helpful.
It's all multiple choice.
That's helpful.
Yeah, it is helpful.
So if you're really close, then you're like, okay.
Yeah, which was good because there was some things that, like, I didn't adjust, like, the unit, like, from inches to feet or something.
And you were like, what's off right here?
Well, yeah, and I got a bigger number than the choices, and I was like, what did I do? And then I was like, oh, I didn't convert it. And so once I did that, then I got the right answer.
Do you feel like you did kind of, like, mental, like, workout today?
Yeah, a little bit. But, like, yeah, like, it felt like high school a little, which was kind of sweet. I don't know. But yeah, I think I did really good. And I feel really confident about my answers. I'm really proud of the way that I was just, like, I don't know, thorough. I went slowly. I didn't try to rush through it. I had plenty of time. Yeah. I feel pretty settled about it.
With the math, I went up to, like, algebra 2, and I think that's when I was like, I'm good. Like, anything in my life is gonna, like, happen from here.
I think I did algebra 2, like, sophomore or junior year of high school.
Yeah, that's when I did.
No, I did that junior year. Senior year was COVID, so things were weird.
Oh, so weird that was COVID for you.
I think I had statistics senior year online, and then I did calculus either my sophomore or junior. I think it was my sophomore year.
You did calculus.
Yeah, but I failed it the first time.
Oh.
Because they taught it lecture style.
I don't even know what calculus is.
Calculus is just like a more advanced version of algebra.
Okay.
It's algebra, but like more things that like teaching it lecture style is like the dumbest thing ever, because you're just watching your professor write things down that you've never seen before. Like, you've never seen the specific things that they're doing to these algebra equations. And like, you don't get a chance to like practice them in class and like get help from your professor and like work with teams in lecture style. That's why I failed it. I was also not doing well that semester.
Yeah.
So I failed it. And then I think that was spring semester, which I lost my scholarship because I failed that class, which was sad. But it wasn't life ending or anything, but it was sad. And then I retook it online at CNM, which online was so much better because there's a little bit more structure. I could do like the practice problems and stuff, like the way that the online version takes you through the process and like actually teaches it to you. And then you get practice, you take the test. It's not that crazy. And I passed with like a B+ or something.
Okay.
Yeah. But calculus is stupid and dumb. I hate it.
God, well, yeah. I'm like, yeah.
And I was also like, I couldn't make the connection of like the equations and what it applied to, like in a job setting or like in real life. Like, what are these things for?
Right, like in calculus?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing too. It's like, I think just the basic thing is like everyone has a basic understanding of, not everyone, but I mean like whatever subject matter is you're going to be your expertise, you have a baseline understanding of other stuff.
Yeah.
And it feels like with math, it's like you keep encouraging to go further and further, even though they know it's not going to be your thing. It's kind of, I don't know, I definitely feel like anxiety around it for some reason.
Around math in general?
Yeah, around math. And I can do it. I'm not like, I don't know, it's like the testing part.
Yeah.
It's clearly it is a wounding of mine somewhere in expectation and not being in my zone of genius and stuff like that, you know. All right, so when do you get your results back?
Valerie, the HR lady, said within a couple weeks.
Okay, so you're just chilling for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then what's after that? The interview.
The interview, but they're gonna compile your PAC test score, your combat challenge score, and your written test score to see who scored
the highest,
high enough to be invited for an interview.
Whoa.
Yeah, so even if you
technically
passed everything, but if you just barely passed, you may not get an interview.
That's what Eric was saying this morning. Yeah. He was like, some people may have passed but just not gotten high enough.
Yeah. Also, for the written test, they score you separately for the cognitive test and for the personality and behavioral test.
Two different things.
So you have to score at least a 70 on both.
Yeah.
And if you do great on the cognitive but your personality is questionable, you fail it.
Yeah.
And they won't.
I all of a sudden thought of 5 people I've worked with and I'm like, how'd they pass the personality test?
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll see. But I honestly think I did really good, and I was honest in my personality and behavioral stuff. There's some stuff that I answered that is true, may not be desirable, but they're true, and I'm not gonna just sit here and lie.
Did they ask if you get migraines?
No, they didn't ask that. I haven't had a migraine. I've only had one migraine since February.
Wow.
Which is insane.
Because I remember I don't know if it was the last one, but one of the last ones that were really bothering you was when we went to AFR.
Yeah, that was before I went gluten-free.
No, I know, and that was at the end of January,
that was
and it was kind of right after that
it was so rough.
Yeah, that Allie gave you a suggestion.
Yeah, and the one migraine I've had it was a tension migraine from my neck. Mm-hmm. I need to get chiropractor, acupuncture, massage situation on my neck, because that's my main problem area. Mm-hmm. I just hold everything there,
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah. All right, Lindsay was just saying that she is at the gym. Go ahead.
I was just saying that I have been doing pull-ups and push-ups every time I go to the gym, whether or not I'm doing upper body. That's something that my best friend Darian, who is a second lieutenant in the Air Force, does, because they have to pass tests periodically. And so she does that to make sure she can still do them every time she has to. And so she suggested I start doing that, so that's what I've been doing. And I'm not quite able to do a full pull-up on my own, but I'm down to like 40 pounds on the assistance machine, and I think I'll be able to move down to 30 this week. And I was just saying, I don't know how much of that, like, I actually physically need. Like, I don't know if I actually need that support, but, like, my brain does.
Well, that's
right now.
Yeah, you were saying it was for your mind, and I was like, but I think that's the difference, is that the preparation you're doing mentally and physically and emotionally and spiritually all around it, I don't see a lot of people probably doing that.
No. Yeah.
But just the fact that you even think it's important to do that for your own whatever, even that's a layer that I don't think people are even tapping into.
Right. I agree. Yeah, so. I'm not just doing like gym bro workouts.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be intentional and strategic and support myself, and I have my little Whoop band. Whoop, you should sponsor us, by the way. But I looked at it yesterday, and my recovery was just like in the shitter. And I was like, oh, instead of going on the run I was thinking about going on today, let me actually invest in recovery things. So that way I can support myself, so that way I can go on a run this weekend, or, you know, like do a workout tomorrow. Like, I don't need to be pushing myself to the point where I'm not recovering fully.
Right.
You know, especially when I can see the metrics of like I don't know, I think that some people are thinking like, oh, I just my body's got to be ready. And I'm like, yeah, your body's got to be ready. But also you can take a day off, really invest in your recovery. I have a plethora of things that I do for recovery, and I give myself a day to do those things. And then I'll look at my metrics the next day and see if my body's ready to do that.
Yeah.
That way I'm not pushing myself to burnout, or I'm not injuring myself. So at least like that's like the physical side. But recovery for me, it's not just physical recovery. It's breath work, and it's eating correctly, and it's hydrating, and it's taking a second to meditate, and, you know, things like that. So.
Yeah. We just did the whole second week of the Breathe Tactically Challenge is about recovery. Yeah. And how, like, the higher the athlete is, like the more, what do you call it, like higher level athlete actually has more recovery time than actual training. That is part of their training, but the training on the thing they do, you know.
Exactly.
So it's like skiers and stuff, and people in the Olympics are recovering longer so they can nail it. You know, they're not burning themselves out.
You have to. Because your body's not going to just like lose everything you've done up to that point. If you take even a couple of days off, or even like a week off, it's not going to lose any of that.
Yeah. In fact, sometimes you come back better.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and it's kind of funny. Steven and I met rock climbing, and we haven't climbed in probably a year. We used to go to the climbing gym like several times a week, and then we stopped because it was really expensive, and we also didn't have time. And he went for the first time with some friends a couple weeks ago, and he was like, dude, I'm so strong, like I haven't lost anything. Yeah,
it's in my body.
It's in my body. Yeah. He's like, he hasn't climbed in a year, and he was climbing at the level he left at. Yeah. Which he had gotten up. That's
kind of what we're talking about with yoga and stuff, that yoga is not just for yoga. Yoga is how you open everything up to embed it into your cellular structure and your brain and who you are. Right. You know, and so if you do that on the yoga mat, it shows up later without you having to think about it. So very similar concept.
Exactly.
And also, if you don't have the Whoop band, that's what our operational readiness app is for, that we've just launched. Yeah. So in a soft launch when this is being recorded. So that's an easy way. It's self-reporting versus the biometrics, but basically it can show you, like, if you're, and it gives you prompts for a protocol. Yeah. So if your recovery is in the shitter, like yesterday, I was such a hard day, and I actually didn't do my readiness score, but it would have been probably a 1 for everything. Yeah. And it probably would have led me to, okay, stop and do this breath work, whatever. So anyway, that's an easy, free, downloadable tool.
Totally. Another thing I just remembered is that there was quite a few people there, because they can facilitate testing for lots of people. for the written exam. But I noticed a lot of the guys, and the 2 girls that I saw were also dressed up. Everybody was dressed up.
I saw someone in a suit.
Yeah, there were some guys in a suit.
Because that's kind of like, I feel like you have to be a little bit more dressed up for the interview.
Yeah. And so I don't think you have to dress any certain way for the test. But I just thought it was sweet that a lot of the guys were dressed up, and the 2 girls I saw were dressed up, and I didn't dress up because
were they wearing a little prom dress, like
oh my God,
like
a full ball gown?
I had pictures taken with the flowers and stuff.
That's so funny. But anyway, I don't think it really, like, there's no like requirement for anything. But
they were like, oh, Miss Alvarez.
Yeah, literally, you didn't put on a dress.
Yeah, so get the hell out of here.
Well, for me, like, when I take a test, I want to be comfy AF.
Oh my God, I don't want to think about
it. Yeah, and I don't, exactly, and I don't want to be worrying about what I'm wearing. I don't want to take the time to, like, get done up. That's for the interview to me.
Right.
But I think that there's some people that want to make a good impression, and I've also heard that a lot of people like to dress up for tests because it makes them feel smarter.
Yes, yeah.
And it was really sweet when...
I like to dress up like young Sheldon.
Yes. With a bow tie.
Yeah.
And slick back, heavy side part. Yeah.
That makes me feel smarter.
It reminded me, my husband installed a new AC unit for my parents, and it was the first time he'd ever done it solo. And he wore his work uniform
so he
would remember. he was like, I don't want to forget anything, so I'm going to wear my work uniform.
Oh my God.
Isn't that so cute? Anyway.
That actually is my point. I try Almond Joy.
Almond Joys.
We're also eating on our podcast a lot. Yeah. I am.
As we should be. It's our podcast. Fuck.
When I talk about your typical Tuesday and that stressors aren't always like these big critical incidents, when I talk about that the nervous system gets engaged as soon as you put on your work uniform.
Because you know
there's
going to be things involved with wearing that uniform.
So even if you don't think so, let me tell you, it is happening. And that is why you have to do the tools we teach.
Speaking of nervous system, my nervous system was definitely activated today just because it's a test and I want to do well and that kind of thing. Significantly less activated than for the physical test.
That's what I said in my own personal reflection.
Yeah.
Before I came to get you.
Yes.
About you.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm doing way better today than I was for the physical. And I think it was because the physical test was, in my mind, could have gone either way. Like,
Sure.
It would have been easy for me to fail it. And it was very challenging for me to pass it. So I was not sure if I was going to be able to do it. And I really wanted to. I think that's why I was so nervous about it. Because I wasn't sure how my physical capabilities would stand up to what I was being tested on. Today, which I said in the car, right when I got in the car after I was done, is I'm feeling really cocky about my intelligence. So I feel like I did a really good job.
But there's less luck involved, too. And what I mean by luck is that you just, for example, the uphill thing of the pack test, or maybe you're slightly off your game or getting sick and you don't know it. Like, there's all these elements that could just push it one way or the other.
Totally.
But
I also would have performed so much better on the physical test had I not been so nervous. Like, because the nerves were making me, like, physically sick.
Yeah.
A little bit. But I didn't have to take an anti-diarrheal today.
So we know we're getting better.
Yeah, we know we're doing okay.
Yeah.
I was still nervous, but way
challenge nervous, not threat nervous.
Yeah. So I found out that I passed the written test, and I was emailed the date of my interview, Tuesday, June 16th at 1:25 p.m. Very specific instructions that came with the email. They told us where to park, where to enter. We couldn't get there more than 10 minutes early, probably to avoid people, talking about what the interview questions were like and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. And so I messaged, I updated a bunch of people in my life, just letting them know that I had cleared the next step. And I was texting back and forth with one of my friends, Amy, who is a Bernalillo County firefighter. Just told her, I updated her, and then I also asked her, or said, I'm really curious what I scored on the test. And her response back was, she was like, it's scored by a third party institution that scores the test, so you're not going to know what you scored. But she said, just know that even some of the people that passed didn't get an interview because they didn't score above average, which means that I did, and I'm very, very excited about that. So, we get to do the interview next, and we'll see how it goes.
Linz, what did people say in your life when you said I told them about what happened with the written part, but you passed?
Oh, everybody was just like, yeah, I knew it. I had no doubt.
Wouldn't it be crazy? I mean, that's so funny, because what if people were like, what the fuck? You did? Oh my God, hell's frozen over. You'd be like, yeah, I can't believe it. Why can't you believe it?
Yeah, you think I'm dumb or what? Or what?
I know, it kind of is like, I don't know, it is sort of like a duh thing, but I also think, like, knowing from my previous career of auditions, when you should have gotten something, you fucking nailed it, and you didn't, then yours, like, well, there's things that, like, are out of our control that we don't.
There are factors that play here that we have no control over. Yeah, totally.
All right, well, on to the interview, girl. Can you believe it?
Whoop whoop, I can believe it. Yeah. I believed in myself the whole time.
That's good. That is rare. That is rare in this world.
Well, I just keep hearing it from people, so it's easy to believe, which is really sweet. I have so many supporters. I honestly would not be here, if I had no support, no help. It's easy to do these things when you've got so many cheerleaders behind you. Yeah.
When I first went to India, and I was a little scared to go by myself, but I had so many people, supporting me too, doing this hard thing. And to me, I described it in a blog that I've since lost, because I did this online blog thing that no longer exists. This was 2014. That it felt like I was, what do you call it? Crowd surfing. Mm-hmm. It's like my friends were crowd surfing me to India.
That's exactly how I feel about becoming a firefighter. I'm crowd surfing to the fire truck.
As Ray would say, wee-oo, wee-oo.
Correct.
Hey, before we go, I want to remind you that training your mental and physical health is incredibly important, especially for those working in high-stress jobs like first responders.
And if you're interested in learning more about yoga for first responders, visit yogaforfirstresponders.org for our on-demand training app, online course platform, in-person training, and more.
Like this podcast, subscribe, and give us a great review. We are so happy to have you part of the YFFR mission.